There is a quiet mistake happening in gardens across the world. It begins with a single plant, chosen for its beauty, its fragrance, or a fleeting memory. But beneath those delicate petals lies a deeper story, one shaped by millions of years of evolution, climate, and human interference. Today, we uncover why so many people are unknowingly choosing the wrong roses and what those choices reveal about the hidden world of plants. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Simplicity. It starts with a paradox. Roses are among the most familiar plants on Earth, yet they are also among the most misunderstood. They are planted in city balconies, royal gardens, roadside medians, and ancient courtyards. Their image is universal. Their biology is anything but simple. At first glance, a rose appears straightforward, a flowering shrub, often thorned, producing blooms in shades of red, pink, white, or yellow. But this simplicity is deceptive. The modern rose is not a single species. It is the result of centuries of hybridization, selection, and global plant movement that has reshaped its genetics far beyond its wild origins. Chapter 2. Origins in Deep Time. To understand why so many roses fail to thrive, it becomes necessary to step back far beyond garden centers and decorative labels into a deeper timeline where roses first emerged. The genus Rosa belongs to a lineage of flowering plants that appeared during the late Cretaceous period, roughly 70 to 100 million years ago. This was a time when flowering plants, known as angiosperms, were rapidly diversifying, reshaping ecosystems that had once been dominated by ferns and conifers. Early roses were not the ornamental plants seen today. They were modest shrubs, adapted to temperate climates, spreading across what would become Asia, Europe, and North America. Fossil evidence suggests that ancestral roses thrived in environments with seasonal variation, where periods of growth alternated with dormancy. This pattern became embedded in their biology. Even now, many modern roses require cycles of cold temperatures to regulate flowering and growth. This is one of the first hidden reasons why many modern roses struggle. Chapter 3. Survival Strategies of Wild Roses. Over millions of years, wild roses evolved a range of survival strategies. Some developed dense thorns to deter herbivores. Others produced bright red or orange hips rich in nutrients to attract animals that would disperse their seeds. These hips are not merely decorative, they represent a crucial reproductive strategy, linking roses to birds and mammals that shaped their distribution across continents. But reproduction in roses is more complex than it appears. Many wild species reproduce both sexually through seeds and asexually through vegetative growth. This dual strategy allows them to adapt while maintaining stability. It also created genetic flexibility that humans would later exploit. Chapter 4. The Human Transformation. The story shifts dramatically with human cultivation. Evidence from ancient civilizations suggests that roses were cultivated as early as 5,000 years ago, particularly in regions of China and the Middle East. This process accelerated during the Roman Empire, where roses became symbols of luxury and power. Vast gardens were cultivated for their petals, used in perfumes, medicines, and ceremonies. The true transformation began during the 18th and 19th centuries, when global trade connected distant ecosystems. Roses from China, which possessed the rare ability to bloom repeatedly throughout the season, were introduced to Europe. These Chinese roses were crossed with European species that had strong fragrance and cold tolerance. The result was a new generation of hybrid roses, combining traits that had never coexisted in nature. The modern rose was born not through natural selection, but through intentional human design. Chapter 5. The Hidden Trade-offs. When plants are selected for specific traits, such as larger blooms or continuous flowering, other traits are often lost. In roses, this trade-off is particularly pronounced. Many modern hybrids have been bred for appearance at the expense of resilience. Their root systems may be weaker, their resistance to pests and diseases may be reduced, their dependence on precise environmental conditions may increase. Gardeners often choose roses based on visual appeal alone, but these cues reveal almost nothing about the plant's adaptability to a specific environment. Chapter 6. Climate mismatch. A rose bred in a temperate European climate may struggle in a tropical or arid region. Its growth cycle may be disrupted, its susceptibility to fungal diseases may increase dramatically in humid conditions. There is evidence suggesting that many modern rose varieties are particularly vulnerable to fungal pathogens because their dense petal structures retain moisture. In contrast, many wild roses with simpler flowers allow better air circulation and are less prone to infection. This difference reflects the priorities of breeding programs, which often emphasize visual traits over ecological function. Chapter 7. Soil, water, and invisible systems. Roses have evolved in a range of soil types, from well-drained mountain slopes to rich river valleys. Their roots require a balance of oxygen, moisture, and nutrients. Modern gardening practices sometimes disrupt this balance. Chemical fertilizers can promote rapid growth, but may not support the microbial communities that healthy soils depend on. Water is another critical variable. Overwatering can lead to root rot, while underwatering can stress the plant and increase vulnerability to pests. The idea of regular watering often oversimplifies a much more complex requirement. Chapter 8. Ecological relationships. In natural ecosystems, roses are part of a larger network. Their flowers attract pollinators, their hips provide food for birds, their thorns create microhabitats for small organisms. When roses are isolated in managed gardens, these interactions can be disrupted. A lack of pollinators may reduce reproduction. The absence of natural predators can increase pests. This imbalance often leads to increased reliance on pesticides, which can further disrupt ecological relationships. Chapter 9. The complexity of grafting. Many modern roses are grafted onto rootstocks from different species. This technique allows for consistent performance, but introduces additional complexity. The compatibility between the scion and rootstock can influence growth and resilience. In some cases, the rootstock may outcompete the scion. In others, the graft union may become a point of weakness. These details are rarely visible at the point of purchase, yet they play a significant role in long-term success. Chapter 10. The return to resilience. There's a growing movement to return to more resilient rose varieties, including species roses and heirloom types. Plants like Rosa rugosa are known for their tolerance to harsh conditions. Rosa canina thrives in wild landscapes with minimal care. These roses may not match the visual perfection of modern hybrids, but they offer something else: stability, adaptation, a closer connection to their evolutionary origins. Chapter 11. Diversity and survival. Genetic diversity plays a key role in plant resilience. Modern hybrid roses often have a narrow genetic base, making them more vulnerable to disease. Wild and heirloom roses tend to have greater genetic variation, which can buffer against environmental stress. This principle extends beyond roses. Diversity provides stability in changing environments, while uniformity can increase vulnerability. Chapter 12. A changing climate. Climate change is altering the environments in which roses grow. Rising temperatures and shifting rainfall patterns are changing what conditions are suitable. There is evidence suggesting that some roses may adapt, while others may decline. This makes the choice of plant variety even more significant. The idea of the wrong rose becomes clearer. It is not about aesthetics, but about alignment between biology and environment. Chapter 13. Choosing with understanding. A rose is not simply an object to be placed in a garden. It is a living organism shaped by evolutionary history and ecological relationships. When the right rose is chosen, it integrates into its environment. It grows with less effort and interacts with surrounding life. This perspective shifts the focus from appearance to resilience, adaptability, and ecological contribution. Chapter 14. The deeper lesson. The history of roses reflects human influence on the natural world. From ancient cultivation to modern breeding, each stage has shaped the plant. But it has also created a distance between the plant and its ecological context.
Closing this distance requires understanding, looking beyond surface beauty and considering the deeper factors that determine plant health. The mistake is not in choosing roses, it is in choosing without understanding. If you found something useful, then please like and subscribe. It helps a lot.